Judy?
Come on!
It would have been nice to know. Jake, why did you put the video up already?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm glad I wasn't doing anything I shouldn't have been doing. Sitting over here picking my nose.
So you can't see what I'm scratching right now.
No, I cannot, thankfully.
You guys all look like we're doing the show at night, and my room is so bright. It looks like I'm in the middle of the afternoon.
Big light right on me. Like I can make it a little.
No, I mean just like how I'm backlit.
Oh, look at. Ooh, that's rough. That's a big fluorescent light right there.
Were you talking about my video turning on? You said, ooh, that's rough.
No. Sugar, I'm so happy to have you back.
I'm so happy to be back.
I miss Denny.
I do too. Was it so freaking hot there or what?
It was, but it didn't feel like it.
Was it the dry heat?
Yeah.
Sugar likes a wet heat.
You
I do
know,
not
Daddy.
like any heat. Hi, Mama Judy.
What's up, everybody? It's 9 o'clock. Time for the show. This portion of the show brought to you in part by DMX Lawn and Landscape. Sugar, you want to give it to us?
Y'all gonna make me mow your lawn. Up in hill, up in hill.
Extreme Class Limousines, reliable limousine transportation. Plus, Limo Guy is also Grocery Guy, and he's also errand guy. So he'll take care of anything you need so you don't have to leave the house ever, and you can just hibernate like Gina does. You don't ever have to leave. You just get with Guy. Gloss and Glam by Julienne, your lip sense distributor. Does all Colleen's makeup. So if you need some makeup, then go hit up Colleen, and she can get you in touch with Julianne. And Interior Design, specializing in residential, small commercial, and senior living interior design. Let's start this show.
And now, our feature presentation.
This is Ed McMahon. And now, here's Andrew.
Welcome to the show. It is Wednesday, June 10th, 2020, in the year of our Lord. Gonna have a big show for you. We've got comedian Jake Diggy off to the side of me. We've got Southside Gina on the other side. The return of Sugar Vermont after her week in Las Vegas. And
She's back.
She's back. And our special guest from America's Got Talent in Hollywood right now, Bonaviga will be on with us.
Yeah, baby.
Gonna be a big show. Hang on. Woo! What is up, everybody? So Bonaviga's here, ready and looking beautiful as ever. Or I'm sorry, handsome. I don't know what do you call it? What would I call it, Bonaviga?
You can call me anything.
All right. Well, I'm going to give you some career advice first of all.
Okay,
Bonaviga. So it's such a cool name. I love Bonaviga. But then everyone was like, well, what's his real name? I'm like, Brandon Wilberger. I mean, it's so normal. It's so like ordinary. You need to change. You need to become Bonaviga. You need to change your name and be Bonaviga.
Dude, you're the one who just said Brandon Wilbarger. Don't quit saying that. quit saying it.
But it was because it's on the screen when you popped in. That's why I said it. But I mean, you are Bonaviga. There is Brandon Wilberger. We might as well have a funeral for him. He is gone forever. You are Bonaviga.
Dude, that's what I like to hear. Which is crazy also because I've gotten Bonaviga, I've gotten Bonavega, I've gotten Bonavega. I'm down for whatever, honestly.
How do you pronounce it?
I usually say Bonavega or Bonavega.
Okay.
So, but either way.
And how did you come up with it?
Okay, so it's not that crazy story, but I actually used to be a DJ in Toledo.
Uh-huh.
And I would DJ at like Bar Louie or something, over there in Levis Commons.
Yeah.
And
love it.
And I remember I needed like a cool like DJ sounding name, and I wanted to kind of sound like kind of Euro trash. Anyways, so the movie Pulp Fiction, what's his name's character is Vincent Vega, and I always loved that name. And so I was like, okay, well, I
threw
Vega.
a boner in front of it.
I threw a boner in front, and we're good to go, baby.
Now, what year did you leave Toledo?
I think it was like 2013.
Oh, so you okay? Oh, so you're aware of our show, the Andrew Z in the Morning. You're aware of all that, then?
Absolutely, man.
Okay. So you were you Bonaviga out here like as the performer, or were you just a DJ? When did you start performing the way you do now?
That I didn't really start performing that way until I got here. It took, as soon as I got here, I started going to open mics and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I kind of started to write my own music and then try them out in open mics.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where like my performance kind of started to grow, and I started to figure that stuff out.
Well, I love you. For those who don't know, America's Got Talent, the biggest show of the summer, one of the biggest shows on television, and it's basically a talent show. And Bonaviga was on there last week, and that's how I got to. And then that's how I got to see him, and just amazing. You think he comes out, he's going to be one of those joke acts, like the old man that plays kazoo or something like that. Like that's the way America's Got Talent set it up, that he was going to be the joke guy, and everyone was like, and Simon was like rolling his eyes, and okay, this guy, blah blah whatever, and then Bonaviga comes up and slays it.
Dude.
to the point where standing ovations, the whole crowd is going crazy. 4 yeses. I mean, what was that? I mean, that's got to be the biggest performance of your life. What was that like?
Yeah, it was pretty wild. Like I keep telling people, like I was like somehow I was like completely zen throughout the whole thing. I think it was so overwhelming that I wasn't able to really think about it. And so I kind of blacked out. Like even when I watched it back and when I watched it back and saw all of the judges' responses, I was like, I don't remember saying that. I don't remember them saying that. Like I completely was blacked out.
It was like an out-of-body experience, kind of?
100%. I felt like I was watching myself from the crowd. It was great. It was really amazing. And it's kind of one of those. I've had a few of those moments, in my music career, and like those are like really addictive and like so cool to chase.
Well, here's why I love you: is you're so down to earth. Like you're not really Bonaviga. You're like just an ordinary dude. You're when you talk, you're like Brandon. Everyone, hey, I like Brandon. He's a good guy. You know what I mean? I love it. Go ahead, Jake.
How long ago did you guys film this with all the Corona stuff?
That was the first episode we filmed in February.
Okay, so it was right before all this stuff.
Yeah, right before.
And And to note on what you said, Andrew, I appreciate you saying that. Like, and that's kind of my thing is that I like to like come across as like somebody that like a soccer mom could be on board for.
Yeah.
And then they go to and then they go and check out like the music's very poppy, very modern, and very like but with a little bit of retro rock, but like fun. And then they go and like look at my image, and it's like, whoa, what the? And I kind of like that juxtaposition. That juxtaposition.
You're such a nice guy. All right, I want to play a little bit from America's Got Talent for you. Hold on.
This is not exciting so far.
Barely hear it.
Oh, you can barely hear it?
Hear it. This kind of song, you gotta turn it up. You gotta. Okay.
First off, the crowd didn't stop screaming the whole performance. And then he starts playing instruments because you play instruments and you're killing the instruments. So first you're just singing, and then you're playing the instruments and you're killing that. And I mean, this had to be just huge for you.
Thanks, man. Dude, I couldn't even hear my guitar playing. The crowd was so loud. It was an intense and incredible experience.
I want to play a little bit of the comments from the judges.
Honestly, I learned from Terry, so let's be honest.
Yes. Sophia.
But love every
Roll, it's camp. But when I saw...
All right, here we go. This is the end. I had to find it.
So, your name again is?
Bonavega.
Let me start with Howie.
When you came out with the makeup and you didn't talk and you opened and I see you wearing, is that Miley Cyrus's outfit? Who's it?
Should be, right?
Yeah, but when I saw you wearing that, I thought this is going to be a joke, and you are so far this season my biggest surprise. Wow. I had no idea.
Nice.
I mean, it's rock and roll, it's camp, it's theater, it's and you have a mullet.
I'm not trying to rub it in, you know.
Heidi.
I just love everything about you. I really do. I mean,
Thank
you
you.
just blew my mind. I also love that you don't really overthink what you're wearing or how you look.
You don't think that's overthought?
I think you really do.
That doesn't seem underthought.
This outfit's for you, okay?
I love it. I love everything about you. And you sang fantastic on top of it.
Thank you so much.
Full package.
Truly, thank you.
Sophia.
I have to say it was a surprise for me too. Is there a reason for the muscles?
The muscles? The reason for the muscles?
Honestly, I learned from Terry, so let's be honest.
Yes. Well, you got it. You got to.
Yeah, we got to know a lot about you during that performance.
Yes.
And your aim is to get what out of this?
Honestly, I really like performing obnoxiously and kind of being in...
I get that. That's a good answer.
And I like to do that to be a bit of an escape for people watching, that we can all kind of disappear together, because honestly, it's an escape for me too, so thank you guys very much.
Okay.
And if I'm lucky and come back, I'll just keep turning it up a notch.
Well, we'd love that. You know, I'm going to be honest with you, when you walked on, I thought you're going to get 4 X's in about 10 seconds, but then I looked around and I could see the audience loved you, so this was fun. I'm going to remember you.
Thank you, Simon. Thank you.
Yeah. I'd be curious to see where this is going to end up. Okay, Howie?
Yes.
Okay, there's one. Heidi?
It's a definite yes. Of course it is yes.
Sophia.
Yes, here too. Yes.
And now you have 4 yeses.
Dude, I just got the chills again. I just got the chills, bro. That was awesome.
Dude, dude, it was so cool. The fact that there's a shot of me shaking my ass and then it pushes in on Simon's face, I can die happy. I can die happy. Like, that's all. I would have never thought in a million years that would happen.
Okay, so this is back in February. I'm guessing that you're driving yourself insane. Like, how do you top that? Like, that's what I've always wondered. Like, the guy that goes on and sword swallows is like, okay, what? Now I'm going to do 10 swords, and then you're just going to cut my throat out. I don't like what. How do you top that?
Well, so the good part is if I can get to the live rounds, the production value on the show skyrockets. You know, they'll let me come down from the ceiling. They'll add pyro. They'll light stuff on fire.
Yeah.
So like so my one of my main things is like I kind of want to like write. I'm in the middle of writing a rock opera, and like my performances always have like a theatrical element to them.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to get to that opportunity to like really turn up the notch on like theater, and I think that's how I'll kind of beat each one is by thinking of some crazy thing I can do, you know.
That's awesome, man.
With America's Got Talent's production. It's
right. No. So when you came out to LA in 2013, you said you weren't Bonavega like with the makeup and all that, and you weren't singing and doing all that stuff as much, right? You were DJing more. What did you go out there to do? Like, what was your point to go out to LA? Was it to become big?
Well, it was definitely to do music. That's all I knew. And to be honest, my first thought was, I'm like, okay, I play guitar, and that was my main thing. Was like, okay, I'm gonna go out there and find a band who needs a guitarist. Like that was my first initial thought.
Right.
And then when I got here, I remember going to it was kind of a guitar specific open mic, and when I got there, I mean, every guitarist was 1,000 times better than me because it's LA, right? There's like,
Right.
And so I was like, oh my god, I was like, okay, so I'm not going to be a guitarist only. And so again, I kind of started going to open mics, and I would see people bring in like iPods, and they would plug their iPods in, and they would, you know, sing to like a song that they like made on their computer.
Right.
And I was like, man, I could do that. So I literally lived like down the street from this one open mic called Pig and Whistle. And I would go to my house every night, I'd write a song, and the next day I'd get to go try it out on stage. And then slowly but surely, it just started to connect. And like now, it's like it's more clear than it's ever been. You know what I mean?
Dude, I love it. I love you. Go ahead, Sugar.
So at what point in your kind of performance development did you decide to stop wearing clothing? Because that is one of my favorite elements.
Dude, thank you. You know, I don't know. It was just, it seemed like the natural thing to like rip off my shirt for some reason. I don't know why.
Yes.
And so,
yes.
and like, again, it was a very slow, like, every time I would perform, I'd try this out. And the next time I would try this out. And you'd see what would work and what wouldn't work. And taking off my shirt worked. So I just kind of kept.
Well, here's why I like you.
Speaking of taking things off, that I'm not done hitting on you.
Sorry. Go ahead, Sugar.
No, I mean, that is a beautiful bathrobe. And it would look a lot nicer on the bedroom floor. But really, you should take it off.
You know.
Now, Bonavega, let me ask you this. So you go out there. I think you're a very smart guy. I can tell, because here's what you said. You're like, all right, there's guys that are better singers. There's guys that are better musicians. I need to take my show up to the next game, and that's what you did to stand out and put yourself ahead. I think you're always going to be able to find a way to continue to reinvent where you have to go. You know what I mean? Because out in LA, it's the biggest performers in the world. So you have to be smart to do something different to stand out.
Absolutely. And yeah, I would never profess to be like the best singer in the world, the best guitarist. It's more about the full package.
It's the show.
And
yeah, it is about the package. Oh my
God.
Sugar. You know, and so no, and it's about, like you said, yeah, it's about like this. I really like to focus on theatrical performance, you know what I mean? And just really like making it worth people coming out to see me at a live show. Like give the people a show. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, go ahead, Jake Dickey.
First off, I think exactly how he looks is exactly what Sugar is trying to go for.
Yeah, really?
Feel like,
Oh, really?
that's like Sugar's
nailed
pulling
it.
off the Walmart version of this right now.
You son of a bitch. First of all,
Whoa! Wow.
Shots fired.
I know, right?
first of all, I shop at Marshall's.
But second off, Sugar, your mustache is just as good, baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right,
listen.
we're talking
Yeah, you like to sit on it. Whatever.
We're talking to Bonavega Music. We're gonna BonavagaMusic.com and a brand new song out today that we're gonna debut here at the end of the interview. So I'm super excited about that. Gina, go ahead.
Our listener Mike wanted to know if that was the Tiger King and he was out of jail.
Oh my God.
Hey, fuck you, man. I'm kidding.
You mad that Tiger King stole your mullet?
I know, right?
Bastard.
He fucking he's stealing my look. I love that, man. I've gotten that a few times. If he can get out of jail, man, we're gonna collaborate on
Yes.
something. I know.
Oh my God.
A
yes.
duet. Oh, that would be amazing.
It has
Well,
to happen.
apparently you only have like 2 or 3 months because he said he's going to die in the next 2 or 3 months.
I know.
Oh, Jesus
Yeah, because
Christ.
Carol fucking Vasquez is coming for him.
All right. So what high school did you go to?
I went to Emmanuel Baptist, or actually it was Emmanuel Christian.
Where is that?
It's up near. It's on Lasky. I think it's technically in Michigan. I can't remember.
Okay. All right.
No.
Yeah, it's like right on the border of Michigan.
Okay. That's it. Okay. So and then you lived here your whole life until you left in 2013.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So let me ask you this. So when it comes to reality shows now, even just because you get on nowadays, it doesn't guarantee that you're going to be big. At first, it did. When American Idol first started, when Survivor first started, when all the first ones came out, then you knew that you wrote your ticket to success. Even it didn't matter if you came in first place, third place, fourth place. It didn't matter. You were going to make it. It's not like that anymore. I'm going to give you an example. We had a girl here locally, Callista Bevier. And she was on American. She got the golden ticket from Simon. She's from Toledo, and it's still hard. She got the golden ticket. She was on the live show. She did all this stuff from here, but people it's hard to keep people to remember the next day. I mean, we have such short attention span. How do you plan on parlaying this? Because you're going to get on at least one more time. How are you? What's your plan to parlay this into something?
Full nudity.
Yeah, full frontal.
Yes.
I'm gonna go over to
Wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
You're right. Just a constant wardrobe malfunction.
Have you thought about that, or are you just right now you're just worried about your next performance? Because you need to think about that. You have to.
Absolutely. Well, so the good thing is that things were like back in January. I got management back in like December, or no, actually kind of middle of last year. I got management.
Okay.
And things started to actually kind of go well before America's Got Talent was even a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so my live show was already starting to move up. I was starting to talk to people like places that do like a little bit bigger shows. They were going to talk about giving me a budget to do these like theatrical performances. So things were kind of the ball was in motion. And then we did this really big show out here called School Night, which is kind of an acid show for most musicians, and that's where AGT scouted me. So they actually came to me and they were like, "Hey, we saw you perform this thing. Would you be interested in America's Got Talent?" So it was kind of nice. It was kind of like something I could put on the back burner and be like, "Okay, I'll give it a try," because I didn't know what was going to happen. And now that it's working out, it's like this is amazing. But once this is over, it's like I'll hopefully just be able to go back to kind of where I was at with this like new like extra little boost from America's Got Talent.
Right.
Hopefully it goes really well.
Do you have a fan page and people are able to follow you and all that stuff?
Honestly, the best thing is just search me at Bonavega Music on like Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, or just BonavagaMusic.com. You can just do that.
Awesome. Sugar, go ahead.
I'd love to see your fan page. I'm more interested. Do you have an OnlyFans page?
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for it, and I'm working on it. Okay, you'll be the first.
Yes.
It took us 20 minutes to figure Sugar out completely.
Oh, dude, took me 10 seconds to figure Sugar out.
Oh, listen, you better slide into these DMs, Daddy.
Well, I'm excited. So, how do you like LA? I mean, you've been out there 5 years. Do you have a day job? Are you able to do this full time or?
Well, pre-pandemic, I was working at a restaurant. So I was just working there pretty much just Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Uh-huh.
and was able to make a living and pay for all these all this stuff on the side. And then I would have my week to kind of like really focus and work on new music, work on music videos and playing shows. I was working at a restaurant. Now, we'll see what happens when stuff starts to open back up. But
It's funny. I told Callie Bevier. I told her dad one time. I'm like, we need to do a show of America's Got Talent. Almost made it. And then someone like you, we have a juggler there. We have
Don't jinx him. How do you almost made it? Maybe he wins. Jesus, Andrew.
I'm planning just in case. And then you travel. You could travel just on the America's Got Talent name with a bunch of other people that people remember, jugglers, and just have like a big fun show. People would pay to see that. People would pay to see dumb crap. As long as it's got like a big name attached to it and it's from Hollywood, people pay for all kinds of dumb crap at the Stranahan Theater. I would go see you in a second with a bunch of other people from America's Got Talent.
Absolutely, and that's a good point. And honestly, like I've been out here and I do some acting and stuff out here too. And like with show business especially, like I'm totally up to thinking maybe nothing comes from this. You know what I mean? Because like until like the money's in the bank, like I don't believe anything. It's like because anything the plug can get pulled at any minute. So yeah, but I love this idea just in case the plug gets pulled.
Come see me in case, and we'll work on it. Now, have you been in anything yet? As far as acting.
I was in a Dos Equis commercial.
Yes!
You can find a Dos Equis. Pretty awesome. And what's awesome is that it was actually it's like if I could think of what it's called I think it's called the hit single. If you search Dos Equis hit single, it's that should be the commercial, and it's actually me like lip syncing. So I get to look like Bonnie Vega. It's really like perfect.
Oh, cool! All right,
yeah, it was really perfect.
That's awesome. Jake, go ahead.
Would you describe your look as a cross between Prince and Freddie Mercury?
That's a great one. I've gotten Freddie Mercury a lot, and honestly, I dive even deeper. Like a lot of my references for my look is like I don't know if you guys know who Grace Jones is, like this really sick artist, stuff like that. Like the very like fashion forward, very like high end like fashion and makeup. Like that's kind of my main thing. But then of course you've got like the rock classics like Bowie and Freddie Mercury and stuff. So
are you gay, straight? Not that it matters. Gay, straight. What's your deal?
Dude, it's 2020. You know what I mean?
It's 2020 and $20 is $20.
He's got those side projects to finish.
Side project.
That's awesome.
That's what he calls it. Wow. So do you have a significant other? Are you by yourself there at the apartment?
No. I live with my girlfriend out here.
Okay.
Her name's Sarah Pardini. She's a phenomenal photographer.
No, she gotta go. She got to go.
How attached are you to her? How straight are you? I mean, what if a dick just grazed your face? I mean, is that a big deal? Or
this is a question you just asked a guest. Did you say ask a guest? What if a dick just grazed your face?
I mean, does that make you gay? Kind of gay.
I can say that is the first time I've ever heard that come out of his mouth on this show.
Yeah. And, I mean, is the dick coming from your seat, Andrew? Because then we can talk.
It can't reach that far.
No, let's say it's coming from Simon Cowles.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh shit, yeah.
Oh man.
Okay. All right. Well, good. That's good. At least you know when you have to do it. That's what Hollywood's all about.
Absolutely.
So what is your biggest since you've been out there in the last 5 years besides America's Got Talent? Before that, like, what is your biggest thing? Like, did you see a cool star out there? What's your coolest LA moment?
Oh man. Well, you know what? I got hooked up with this, or I reached out to this producer. His name's Absurdist. Mm-hmm. He's from New York, and he recorded a lot of music for this artist called Dorian Electra, and I really love Dorian Electra's aesthetic and their music. And so I reached out to this producer, and lo and behold, he ended up connecting me with Bonnie McKee, who is one of the main writers for Katy Perry. Like Katy Perry's like hit album a lot of it was written by Bonnie McKee, and Bonnie McKee was nice enough to let us use her studio to record actually the song Pain and Pleasure you're about to play was recorded partially at Bonnie McKee's studio. So that was a great moment, and she's a wonderful person, and got to go to her Halloween party, her birthday party, and just like that was a really cool moment, especially because she's one of those people that's just like a genuinely nice person. You know what I mean?
That's cool, man. Well,
Yeah.
you're just such a down to earth, cool guy. Man, we were pushing for you.
Yeah, I was not expecting that when I went to his website and looked at it. I was like, oh, good lord.
But
you're like, this guy's a major douchebag.
No, I thought your personality was gonna be like way over the top and not relatable. I was gonna sit here and be like, I got nothing to ask, man. I don't know. I can't relate.
No,
Oh, we're gonna have 2 sugars on the show.
You see, now, when do you make your next performance, the next round? So I forget how America's Got Talent works. So you're in the beginning stages. You got to the yeses. Where does that take you?
Well, after that, the second round is called the judge cut round. Just the thing is though, because of the pandemic, I honestly don't know yet. Like it's changing every day.
Yeah.
It's changing every day what's happening. So I'm not really sure, but there's going to be some sort of, I think, second round where they kind of decide if the acts get to go to the live rounds or not. So, but I'm not really sure yet.
Okay. Well, keep us updated for sure. And actually, if you just message me or whatever before you go to the second one, so we can make sure that we give you a plug and make sure Toledo watches you for sure. Did you want to say hi to anyone back home while you're here? Why don't you think about it? Let's play your song first, and then you can tell me. Your song is called "Pain and Pleasure." It came out today.
Let me just clarify. The song itself came out, I think, in like January, and so today's the music video is coming out. It just dropped today.
Oh, cool.
Which you can see on YouTube. So today's the premiere of the music video.
Gotcha.
How much nudity?
Hey, you'll see. You'll see.
Yeah, there you go. You gotta make him watch. Yeah.
Go check out the video. You'll see.
Bona, B-O-N-A, VegaMusic.com. Here is Pain and Pleasure.
I'm talking about pain and pleasure. Ooh, they go together just like Romeo and Juliet. The moment I saw you, I never would be the same. I found the missing piece of my heart. Star-crossed lovers, a storybook love affair, and destiny would tear us apart. But you know that I love you so, oh, and I don't wanna let you go.
is Pain and Pleasure, Bonavega. All right.
Yes.
All right, let's go. Go ahead, Sugar. What do you think?
I loved it. The sound reminded me of Mika. Do you get that a lot?
Yes, thank you. Yeah,
Yes,
totally.
Absolutely. I loved it.
I don't know what that means, but
beyond that, the Pain and Pleasure. So you're saying about bottoming, correct?
go ahead. Gina, go ahead.
Absolutely.
He didn't answer. He probably is singing about bottoming.
So I had the video in another window while we were listening to that. Sugar's gonna lose her mind when she sees that video.
Oh God!
Lose her mind.
Shit!
I loved it. You know, it was like you're a boy band, but you did like all 5 parts. It was so it was so interesting. But I loved it. I'm not a great judge of music, but I heard it right away, and I was like, I like this. Pain and pleasure.
Stop.
Get
together.
Yes. We can see, if you need a backup singer, Jake.
Hell yeah.
Jake, go ahead.
I could totally see that song being in a rom-com movie.
Yes. Oh, for
sure. During the anal scene.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
What?
I said rom-com, not romp-com.
No, man, I loved it.
Daddy.
I really did like it. It was good. It was catchy. I'm gonna go watch the video when we're done, man.
For sure.
You're talented, bro. I love it, and love your energy. And we're pulling for you. Do you want to say hi to any people back in Toledo?
Dude, so my boys, I used to play with them music back in the day. I think they're in a band called the Last Born Sons now. Matt Havers, John Rudder, and Kyle Smithers.
Yes!
They're my boys, man.
Oh, I love those guys. Now, have they been out there to visit you or anything? Has anyone been out to visit you?
No.
Usually in L.A., people will be like if you were living in Idaho, you may not get any visitors, but in L.A., you'd think you'd get a lot of visitors.
No one really has. Matt Havers, he made it out one time for Nam, the music show out here, and we just never connected.
Yeah.
But seeing many people, and honestly, I haven't bumped into many people either. I thought eventually I'm going to bump into some people from back home. I haven't seen that many, so pretty crazy.
Well, all right. Well, Bonavega, thank you so much, man. You were an absolute delight, dude. Congratulations, good luck, and continue the momentum. And we're pulling for you, my friend.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, and it was great talking to you guys. And I'll talk whenever you guys want. So let me know.
You got it,
Bonavega.
Yes,
Daddy.
Bonavega, and check them out. BonavegaMusic.com. BonavegaMusic. BonavegaMusic.com. What a good guy.
Totally opposite of what I was expecting.
What were you expecting, Jake?
Me.
Well, no, honestly, I just was expecting somebody to just kind of be over the top, just kind of arrogant and just look at me. I'm a pretty boy. I sing.
I like him because he doesn't take himself too serious.
No, that's what I like about him too.
Like at the beginning, I was saying you should be Bonavega, but I like that he's Brandon.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then on stage, he's Bonavega, and he gives his show, and you can see that he gives it all. But he's not just an arrogant prick or full of himself or anything. When he just seems like a good guy.
There are drag queens in Toledo who take themselves more seriously than that dude just did.
Right?
Absolutely.
So true. I can name. I'm sure you can name a few dozen. I can name 5.
Oh my God!
I can name 5 right off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Bonavega, what a good guy. That was fun. All right. This portion of the show brought to you part by Memorable Lights, bringing your memories to light with 3D print lithophanes, photos seen through light. They do it in night lights, cube lights, and coming soon lamp shades. Check out Bears Auto Detail, expanding to Toledo. Check them out. Bears Auto Detail, Toledo's newest auto detail shop. Andrew Z for special deals. You use that keyword right there. They'll hook you up. Lufka, all natural skincare and household cleaners, reusable household products, natural toothpaste, body scrubs, soaps, lotions, essential oils, and so much more. Check them out at Lufka All Natural at the Country Charms shops in Perrysburg. All right. That was fun. So I gotta tell you guys, I bought a trailer because I needed one to tool some stuff around.
You've been evicted already?
No, like a 2-wheel trailer, like you put stuff on that you pull stuff. Like you put boxes on or whatever, and you pull it around. That type of trailer. And so I bought one, and it turns out that it's not big enough for what I need it for. So I used it today. I was able to sneak by. But I got a good deal on it, and it was $800, which is pretty good deal. I've been looking around for a while, and they're normally around $1,000, $1,200, somewhere around there. So $800 was a good deal. So it didn't work for me, so I put it right up for sale. And I was honest with people. I said, "Look, I paid $800 for it today. Used it once, not big enough. I need something. It's like an 8-foot. I need something like a 10 or a 12-foot." And so I said,
how many dead bodies are you hauling? Jesus.
It's just his ego.
Yes, Bonavigo doesn't have one. I am totally opposite of Bonavigo. Whatever the opposite of Bonavega is, it's me. So I listened. I said, look, I paid $800 for it. I showed where I paid $800 for it. Like I put the little screenshot up there. So I paid $800 for it. All I'm trying to do is get my money back. It's worth it, whatever. And then people just start, I'll give you $500 right now. Okay, well, I'm not taking a $300 loss in 3 hours, dude. Get out of here. But it's like people are just so annoying. And this guy, well, I could buy one brand new for $850. Well, go buy one brand new. What are you telling me for? So go buy one brand new. That's what I told him. And then he comes back an hour later. All right, well, if you bring it to me, I'll buy it for $800. this other dude's like, how much you want for it? What's your bottom line? I said $800. That's what I got. That's what I got into it. I'll give you $700. No, dude, I'm not getting you. Like, these guys are such, like, it annoys me. Like, I would burn the effing trailer before I'd sell it to one of these assholes, just because they're so annoying. I would burn it and do it live and tag all of the ones that came in and said that they were going to get. I said, all I want to do is get my money back. Well, I don't know what to tell you. No, here, I'll get you a tape. Here, someone messaged me. Well, I'll just buy you a tape measure so you can know what size you need next time. Dude, who are you?
Jesus.
Are they giving you the 700 plus the tape measure then? Because maybe that's a deal.
Well, yeah, exactly. God, it's
so. Did you sell it?
No, I haven't sold. A guy
so
says,
is this whole segment a secret thing for you so you can sell your trailer, Andrew?
No, I do have actually the guy that said he could buy one brand new for $850. He came back 2 hours later, said if I bring it to him, he'll do $8. So I'm going to take it to him tomorrow for $8.
Unless he listens to the show
in Monroe.
I feel like this is the worst merch pitch of all time I've ever listened to.
So it's just people are just annoying. And then I can't be too annoyed because I'm the same way. Like I know that I'm gonna try to cut a deal. Of course you are. But I guess it's just the insults. And the one guy just wanted to post a message. He just said, I could buy him brand new all day for $6.99 at TSC. I said, okay, thanks. It's okay.
Right.
What's the point of that? Like, you're just going to be an asshole?
People just want to be mad on the internet,
They
man.
just want to be assholes. It's so ridiculous. So what's up with you, Sugar? You were gone last week. You were in Vegas.
I was in Vegas. I am tan and gorgeous. I already was, but I'm more so. No, it was so nice. I went out for a friend. It wasn't necessarily for a good reason, but we had so much fun together, and I relaxed. Like, she has a pool. I was by the pool, but like the most relaxing thing, I disengaged from social media and the news. 100%.
Did you?
Like I did. I posted a couple pictures or whatever. I wasn't clicking like on anything. I wasn't scrolling. I'm so calm right now. I'm like more happy and relaxed than I've been in a long, long time.
Hey, you know the police killed a black guy while you were gone. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I heard, Andrew.
Okay,
you little shit.
Wasn't sure if you heard. He said you disconnected, so
that had already happened, Andrew.
Okay. I was gonna say the world's kind of going crazy while you were gone.
No, it was like I felt like it was like kind of reaching peak crazy like a week ago, and that's just when it happened. I was going to Vegas, and I literally disengaging has been so healthy for me. So healthy.
No, I agree. I wish I could do. I like even on vacation. I can't do. I sometimes I'm envious of my ex. Like, she's got a job where you go to work and you do your job, and then you get off, and then you go home, and you don't even have to think about work. Or like she's the type that will, like, I'll send a text and it'll sit there for 8 hours or maybe even the next day. Oh, I didn't see your text. I'm like,
she just doesn't want to talk to you.
That's probably it.
Yeah, she's your ex for a reason, Andrew.
Yeah, sometimes I envy though. It's like you can just you really can just step away from your phone for a day and not even worry about it. I mean, it must be
7 days, dude.
A beautiful thing. God, I would love to do that, but
it honestly was. So relaxed. And now I'm back. People are trying to like tell me stuff. I'm like, no, don't. Mentally, I'm still at a pool. Stop it.
What was the temperature out there?
Okay, so it's like so the cliche. The first day it was 108. 108.
Oh,
but literally, apparently it is the humidity, not the heat, because like it didn't feel like that. Like today in Toledo felt worse and more miserable. Freaking hot.
They say that, And it's actually true. I lived in Arizona for a year, and it is just a different heat. Like we tied a record when I lived out in Arizona, the most days in a row over 100. And it was like 33 or 39 days or something like that, over 100. But it's not the same type of heat it is out here. Although there was a point when my ex, she said that she went outside. It was outside for a few minutes doing something, a story or something, and she said that the metal on her earrings touched her neck, and it actually burned her neck.
Oh my God!
Because it's just over 100 degrees outside. But well, good. I'm glad you had fun. That was fun. You know what? My mom made this brand new recipe she just tried, and it was freaking amazing. It was banana instead of a pineapple upside down cake. It was a banana upside down cake.
Shut up! Put it in my mouth.
Right? It was a banana like bread on the inside, but on the outside there was like a creme brulee crunch to it.
Oh my God!
So you'd crack.
This is pornographic at this point. I'm really picturing this bread.
I got so excited about bananas. I'm like, I feel like sugar right now, just like at a. It's just banana, just bananas all over her.
Speaking of bananas all over me. Oh, that was another thing. So social distancing, Vegas. I have so much to say about this.
What?
First of all, the airport's 100% empty still. Like, empty. Nobody's flying. Like, at all.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I got to Vegas, nothing was open yet. So, like, even in the airport, like, the slot machines weren't on. And then Thursday, they turned it on. Or they turned it on. They turned Vegas back on. The big hotels opened.
Yeah.
And it was so interesting to see. Social distancing was happening for sure.
Oh.
But not many masks.
Not many masks.
Like at all.
Yeah. I mean,
no.
Jake, is it the same thing still? I'm seeing people just aren't taking it serious. I mean, you're in the bar, you're a bartender. Are you seeing the same thing locally? People aren't wearing masks and stuff, are they?
Yeah, I've experienced more people telling me to take mine off.
Really?
They're like, you don't need it. Take it off. It's like, if I take it off, I need the beads, man. Show me your beads.
It's crazy because you can't even tell people anymore. It's just people are going to believe what they're going to believe. But there's still 20,000 people a day right now are being infected by it. 1,000 people a day in America are still dying. Over 2 million infected. Over 110,000 deaths.
Yeah.
And Dr. Fauci said the other day, he's like, dude, it's just hey, this is a ride. This ride ain't over yet. But people act like it is. So whatever. Gina, go ahead.
I was at the grocery store today, probably not counting the workers and myself, probably 10 people had masks on. And Ohio is steadily holding at 250 deaths a week and 500 hospitalizations. I don't look at new cases because that could fluctuate due to testing and, testing more and all that. Right. So I don't even look at like testing and positive cases that we're finding. As much as I'm looking at the hospitalizations and the deaths, and we have been at, we're holding steady at 500 hospitalizations and 250 deaths per week in Ohio.
Wow.
And they say that that the second wave is the second wave is hitting, and there's going to be a third wave in the fall. Whatever, it is what it is. I mean, everyone's going to do their thing, and people are just going to die, and nobody cares.
Well, that just goes to the evolution theory right there.
Exactly.
I mean, except for that, it's killing people. It's not killing me and people my age running around out here. It's killing vulnerable people. So it's not evolution, and it's not.
Well, like even some of the most vulnerable people I've seen, they're just out about. They don't care either.
I mean, Trump's starting rallies again next week, and maybe that's not the worst thing. Just saying.
That was terrible, and we shouldn't think that way.
Oh, sorry. I apologize, everybody. I apologize. Starbucks planning on closing up to 400 stores as the coffee giant attempts to prepare for post-pandemic America. They said they announced plans to strategically optimize its store count in the U.S., with changes occurring primarily in urban markets. They'll close 400 stores over the next 18 months. There was a Starbucks in every corner. I mean, they can close a few, and it'd probably not be that big a deal. But people do love their Starbucks. It's crazy. And I want to bring this up because we hadn't talked about it on the air, but Jake kind of mentioned it during Bonavega. But that Tiger King's Joe Exotic is claiming that he's going to be dead in 2 to 3 months in a new prison letter. Less than 5 months into his 22-year federal prison sentence, Tiger King star struggling to cope behind bars. TMZ obtained an emotional letter from the big cat owner, who's made famous, of course, by the reality show.
You think he's planning on putting himself down, and he's just telling everyone like 2 or 3 months in advance? I know that's a terrible joke, but I mean, what if that's what it is? Like he's like, you know what? He's going to try to milk it for all he can.
He said,
you know it's going to be Carol fucking Baskins.
Oh.
You know. You already know. Come on.
Okay, here we go. He writes a letter. Please, ladies, I've done. Joe asks prison reform advocates Kim Kardashian. So he first addresses to Kim Kardashian and Cardi B by saying, "Please, ladies, I've done nothing wrong but act a fool to protect my zoo from arson and people hurting my animals. Hear my scream for help." Gina, go ahead.
I'm just curious, how much of his time is for what he did to the tigers, and how much time is for supposedly trying to kill Carol Baskins?
Even that sentence is hilarious.
And the reason why I'm asking is because I genuinely do not believe the Carol Baskins part.
Right.
So I'm curious, would he be out in a couple of years if he just, I mean, I don't want to say just kill the tigers. What he did was terrible. But I mean, is a life sentence terrible? Because
No.
I mean, people are doing 6 months for rape, and he's doing 21 years for killing a tiger.
I don't get it. Go ahead, Jake.
So theoretically, let's say Trump loses the election and he gets around to the "I'm leaving office" and he gives out all the pardons. How much do you bet he pardons Joe
I
Exotic?
would be okay with that. I mean,
That would be amazing. That'd be like one of his best things he's done.
Right? That would make me like him for a minute.
Yeah, I really truly don't believe that he paid the dudes to kill Carol Baskins. I think that was set up.
Yeah, I think he was set up as well on that part. He makes it clear in his letter that he's having a very hard time. He says, quote, "My soul is dead. I struggle every day to hold on to what little hope I can find." He says, "Locked down 24/7, no phone, email, or commissary. You will never understand the mental abuse this does to a person."
Well, if he's locked down 24/7, how's he getting these messages out?
Yeah, I know.
You're allowed to write letters.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Knock it out in somebody.
It is weird that it is weird. They should let you. They say that they want you to reassimilate. They should let you talk to the outside world. Like, it was so hard to just communicate with people, and it shouldn't be. Like, your punishment is that you're in prison. Your punishment shouldn't be that you're cut off from the outside world. I mean, that's some of the reform stuff. Hopefully, that comes out of all this. Hopefully, there is some sort of reform where they realize, hey, maybe we went a little bit too far. He also says he writes that he has hemoglobin anemia. He says blood infusions every 4 weeks. I'll be dead in 2 to 3 months. It's like I have been sent to death row. They stopped all my medication except one. The place is hell on earth, and the mental torture of being locked in this room alone and not even hearing Dylan's voice or a letter. Are they still together?
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
so he doesn't like being locked in a cage.
Oh, ironic. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? All right, he says headlines about reality stars. He says, quote, "All those who send screenshots of him and his buds, it's not cool, not funny, it's not healthy for me. If he has moved on," oh, this is about according to Joe, his husband has abandoned him behind bars, and he's tortured by the images and stories fans are sending him, showing Dylan out partying, sightseeing in Hollywood, making headlines for hanging out with all the reality stars. He says, quote, "All those who send screenshots of him with his buds, it's not cool, not funny, it's not healthy for me. If he has moved on, he should tell me. If he hasn't, I'm begging him to support me. Sad to be dumped like a dog in a shelter, but that's how it feels." Joe writes later, urging fans to play Michael Jackson's "Will You Be There" song to Dylan and ask him, will he or not? My heart must know.
I hope that this relationship drama gets juicy. Like, this is what I need. This is what I need on my news. I need Joe Exotic and his estranged husband to have a public cat fight.
Ooh. Joe also
Cat
criticized.
fight.
Joe,
Cat fight.
I get it. Go ahead, Gina.
So Cheryl says that in the comments that all of it's for the Tigers, and that's crap. There's
22 years?
people getting away with literal murder, rape, all these things, sentencing for like Brock Turner did 6 months in jail for raping an unconscious girl, and we put this guy away for 20-something years for killing tigers, and I think that's kind of bullcrap.
Probably put away by the very laws that Carol Baskin passed. Boom, conspiracy.
Yes, miss your conspiracy. You have to have your conspiracy theory of the day, dude. It's getting worse. People are buying into these things more and more. It's crazy out here. It's crazy out there for a pimp.
I've started scrolling, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, stop. Joe also criticizes those around him who sought attention on the heels of the success of Tiger King, writing they are all, quote, riding the white horse of fame at my expense. He's so dramatic, which I love.
Why would it be the white tiger of fame? Like, what the hell?
Claiming anyone doing
he's without his marketing person.
Yeah, and claiming that anyone doing films and signing contracts for related projects should be ashamed of yourself. This was my life, and I'm not even dead yet.
I love it. More drama. Just come on, Tiger King.
Joe dares to claim, quote, oh God, like George Floyd, his message got lost on the riots. My message got abandoned for money and fame. Shame on everyone making a buck. Remember how that knife went in my back? It'll go into yours also.
Oh, I probably shouldn't have written that on paper.
Yeah.
And giving it to TMZ.
Jesus. It's our buddy. It's our buddy Tiger King. It's melting down in prison. Like I said, Donald needs to just pardon him and be done with this whole thing.
He'd probably get a big uptake in the polls.
Probably, honestly.
I know they probably would. It would give me a newfound respect for Donald if he just freaking pardoned Joe Exotic. Ooh, and then they together they rode like on a tiger like Doogie Howser did in Harold and Kumar. Like they just came out on
that's what we need. Listen, this is how we heal America. First, there needs to be a public fight between Tiger King and his boyfriend. Public for us all to just like disseminate and just like look at like sloppy jalopy as possible, and then he needs to be pardoned. And that is how we heal America.
Okay, so he gets pardoned, right? And then they spring it on him because so there's two tigers.
In the middle of one of the cat fights.
Wait, hold on. No. There's two tigers, okay? And Tiger King has got one leg on one tiger and one leg on the other tiger, and he's standing up with the reins on each tiger. And then so he's riding out onto the White House lawn, and Donald's like holding his waist behind him. And they're like, yeehaw it, bitch.
Mike Pence would never approve.
Dude, that would be an amazing part. Dude, that's some shit that Donald Trump would do, though. I mean, that's super like television moment. He wouldn't even announce. He'd just be like, I got a big announcement, White House lawn, 3:00 on Saturday, and they just ride out on tigers, just standing up like they do on dolphins at the dolphin show. Like the trainer rides the two dolphins like all through the water. That would be two tigers on the White House lawn. It would be amazing.
I don't even understand what's happening right now.
It would be amazing. What are you talking about? Only the greatest moment in presidential history I'm making right now. No, give me a break, Gina. That would win him the election. If he did that now, he would win the election. There's no doubt about it.
I'd vote for him.
Send this clip to him and let him know.
You never know, man. Some of the random things that just like happen.
I know.
I swear. I'm like,
dude, for any other president, this is so far fetched. For him,
could
be. For him, it wouldn't even go into the top 10. I don't think.
No.
Riding a tiger on the front lawn with Joe Exotic, probably not even make the top 10 of crazy when it comes to Donald Trump. Anyone else would be number one by far. This portion of the show brought to you in part by Glick Electrical Services, providing to both commercial and residential clients. Our services range from installing simple light fixtures to installing generators at factories. Do it all to provide you service you deserve. Call today. New Power Property Services. Cleaning your house, your restaurant, your business, your apartment, your rental property, New Power Property Services, they can clean and also sanitize. And Twice But Nice Retail Shop, buying, selling, and baby equipment, toys, books, outerwear, clothes, formula, diapers, so much more to fit your family's needs. They have clothing for boys and girls 0 to 16. They also have Planet Fashion, which is an teen and adult section in the store. Twice But Nice Retail Shop. Right? Anyone got anything else before we go?
Well, one thing we didn't talk about is NASCAR banning the Confederate flag.
I know, dude. Speaking of Joe Exotic and Donald Trump and it fits into this section right here.
Brings it all together.
Brings it all together. Dude, they're not going to stand. NASCAR people aren't going to stand for that. This is America. They can take whatever flag they want into NASCAR.
Do you think they'll knee?
Oh, they banned it from like the stand. I was confused. I was like, are people still putting that like on their car? But you mean the stands, like the people.
They're still flying it once per race. At the beginning when they fly the white flag.
No, they're not.
When they fly the white flag at the beginning,
the Confederate flag is with it.
No way, but Gina. They surrendered because they lost the freaking war.
Gina with the joke.
I know.
Come on, Gina.
I thought you watched.
Actually, I stole that from my friend Josh.
I don't watch her. I thought she was serious for a minute. I'm like, wow, they actually just roll out
the
Confederate flag at the beginning of the race.
Just real quick, just flash it and then just throw it away to the side.
Oh my gosh, dude. They're going to lose their minds.
Maybe they can keep it whenever there's a big wreck, they can wave it instead of the yellow flag.
What if they're wearing it as a mask though? Does it count?
Oh. They don't wear masks. Their fearless leader doesn't wear masks. They don't wear masks. Give me a break.
Okay, not all NASCAR people. I'm just guessing. I have no idea. I don't think I even know NASCAR people.
Do you think NASCAR fans will take a knee to protest this flag?
Somebody did.
Yeah, on George Floyd's head.
There was a NASCAR at the I don't know whatever opening. Somebody took a knee during the national anthem and put their fist up.
For the.
It does not take much for me to take a knee. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest.
Or two.
I take knees all the time.
Okay.
All right, I gotta say real quick. I gotta say hi to Heather Hart. Thanks so much for. You got any comments there, Gina? Before we wrap up.
No, but while we were talking to Bonavega, I was Amazon shopping. And I got a Pyrex baking set, like a 9x13 dish and a smaller one and two little for $20. Pyrex. That was a good.
Oh my god, I can't even right now.
I have a problem.
Oh my god. I can't wait to watch Bonavega alone.
I know.
With my Boner Vega.
Oh, wait till you see that video.
By the way, Chris Tiefel, who's not here today, his sister Georgia said they're just mad. Another left turn. I mean, come back in an hour and you haven't missed a damn thing. It's the same thing. You just you went around once. You got to go around.
You can just get a 12-pack and go sit by the expressway. Same thing.
Yeah. Is it really a sport? If it's something that I can do, is it really a sport? Like I consider myself a good driver. I don't think you can do it.
First of all, I think there's a weight limit.
I do it every day.
I'm almost positive there's a weight limit.
Shut up. I mean, but I mean, I have the skill to do it. I mean, I can drive.
Do you have
the skill with you, and you do not have the skills to do it?
Shut up. I'm a great driver.
You got to climb through the window.
Oh, you still?
He'll be texting while he's driving 200 miles per hour. He's the worst texter and driver ever, you guys.
They still haven't figured out how to put doors on those things. They're still jumping through the windows on those things.
They just get stuck. Have to ride around the track halfway out the window.
He's like a dog going down the highway.
He's trying to shove them in. They got like big giant shoe horns.
Just licking the wind like a dog.
Oh, you guys are hilarious. Laugh it up. Laugh it up. Laugh it up. You also, when's your workout video coming out there, Sugar? What about you, Gina? When's your workout videos coming out?
I work out every day.
Because y'all so skinny. Like, obviously.
Every day.
All right. Well, all right. Make sure you go see Bonavega, BonavegaMusic.com. Check out Gina and Sugar's new exercise video as well. You can get that online at formerfatasses.com.
Shoving hot dogs in our 1 and 2.
Yes.
All right. For For Jake Dickey, Southside Gina, Sugar Vermont, I'm Andrew Z. You guys have a great night. We'll talk to you Monday. Bye, everybody.
Deuces.